and it's welcome back to the show. You know, I'm sitting here reading old Willie Jolley propaganda. Wealth propaganda, that is. He says, host of the #1 wealth building show on Sirius. You're a bad boy. You're a bad boy. And listen, you got to see the title. Look, rich is good. Wealthy is better. What's up, brother?
How you doing, my dear friend?
What's going on? I guess people want to be rich and wealthy, right?
They want to be rich. They say they want to be wealthy, and they end up being rich, not knowing the difference.
Okay, here's the question. Here's the question.
All right.
What is the core difference between being rich and being wealthy?
Well, you know, I've been on Sirius XM now for 20 years, hosting the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways show, interviewing billionaire after billionaire after billionaire, David Rubenstein, David Stewart, Bob Johnson, Sheila Johnson, Bill Marriott. And one day that light bulb went off above my head where I realized there's a difference between being rich and wealthy. I thought I was the only one who didn't know. So I went around the country.
Well, it all had to do with assets.
You got it.
I know. I get it.
I went around and talked to people, and I asked people, what's rich to you? And everybody put up their hand. #1 answer, $1 million. I say, if $1 million is rich, what's wealthy? And they'll look up in the air, they'll ponder, and they'll say, maybe 5, 10.
That's what you want. You want to be wealthy.
But they don't know what the difference. But look, here's what I found out. If you gave everybody a ball and told them to hit a wall, they'd hit it. Now, if you took a blindfold over their eyes and turned them around and said, which direction are you going now? Hit the same wall. Can you do it so easily? No. You can't hit what you don't know, and you can't hit what you can't see.
Let me tell you how I describe it.
Okay.
I describe it, I use my producer, Aaron, who's new and young.
Yes.
18, who's seasoned. Aaron is rich, 18 is wealthy.
Absolutely.
That's the difference. There's a difference.
So here's what I found out from...
Explain the difference between being rich and wealthy. Come on now, focus in on it.
Here it is. The difference is rich is the result of money you earn from what you do.
There you go. There you go. Now you're talking. That's Aaron. I'm describing Aaron.
Wealthy is the result of money you generate from what you own. And you typically get rich during the day.
And it's over time. The wealth is over time.
Over time. And you get wealthy at night while you sleep. I was in Cleveland. I'm speaking for a big event, and the client takes me to a fancy restaurant. One of the Cleveland Browns star football players walks through the restaurant with his entourage. The client says, hey, come over. You got to meet Dr. Willie Jolley. The young man comes over with his fur coat and his jewelry and his diamond bracelet.
Looking rich.
Oh, well, boy. And he has an entourage. He got the whole group.
Right.
And the client says, Dr. Jolley teaches people how to be wealthy. The young man says, I'm already wealthy, but I guess I can learn more. Give me your card. I gave him my card. He and the entourage left, and I said to my client, I said, he thinks he's wealthy, but he's rich. The owner's wealthy.
Yeah. You know, why do so many high earners never become truly wealthy?
Because, one, they don't know the difference. They think wealthy is rich, so they think that they got money, that they're wealthy, but
that money will fool them.
Their money will fool them.
Yeah.
And so what happens, they get to a level of rich, and they think they have arrived. There's another level. And my job in this book is twofold. #1, teach people who want to be wealthy how to get there through all the lessons I learned.
But you got to break down the importance of having real assets.
Well, that's the secret.
Yeah, let's talk about the assets.
Well, the secret is owning assets. It's owning. In the book, I got 8 streams of income that you can own. You can own real estate. You can own stocks and bonds. You can own crypto. You can own
art,
collectibles,
timepieces, watches.
All of that is something that has value.
Horses.
All the above. But
it's value.
You got to know those things, and you got to invest. So wealth has 3 stools. It has income. You got to have income. Then
residual also.
That's right.
Okay.
Residual. You got to have income. Then you got to have investment. You got to live below your means.
The stock market. The stock market is a great one. Oh, yes.
Right. You live below your means and invest the difference. The third one, you got to have insurance. You got to have insurance to protect the asset. Because if you get sick or you have disability, you have a car crash, you don't want to attack that asset to take care of that crisis. And so through the book, I'm telling people, that's one, helping people who want to be wealthy. But the big group that is buying the book in droves, Armstrong, are all the people who have worked hard all their lives, scrimped, saved, sacrificed to create a nest egg, but they're concerned that children are going to squander it.
But you know, why is income alone a misleading measure of success?
Well, because there's 5 types of wealth. and I talk about it in the book. Of course, there's financial wealth, but the number one
health wealth.
Health, baby. Health wealth. Number one. Look, it is reported.
You can't enjoy it.
You can't enjoy it.
You got to be healthy. I get it.
That Steve Jobs on his deathbed said, "I give all the billions away for more time." And then the third wealth is relationship wealth. Not just where you're going, who's going with you. Fourth wealth is reputational wealth.
Oh, yeah.
What do people say about you when you're not around? And the fifth wealth is intellectual capital wealth. What do you know and what are people willing to pay you? Or as I say in these interviews, how to use what you know to get more dough.
So what mistakes do nouveau rich people, the mistakes that they often make?
The mistake they make is they try and look rich. So they got a $5,000 pocketbook, but they got $50 in their bank account, or they got a little money. They look rich. They are trying to make the appearance, or as they say in the South, big hat, no cow.
But you know, now let me just tell you something. I'm talking about 18 today. You can look rich and still you look wealthy, and you are wealthy.
Well, yeah, there is true.
But it's a generation thing.
It's a generation.
Age. You earn that. Yes.
And not look.
Not everybody who. Don't assume that everybody who looks wealthy is not wealthy now, because let me tell you something.
But Buffett still lives in the house that he bought 50 years ago, drives not a brand new Cadillac.
Yeah, but you haven't been inside that house.
Well, no, I'm just saying, but it's a great house.
Yes,
it's not a term. I'm saying to you that you ask the question, what is the big deal? The deal is thinking. Wealth starts in your mind.
So wealth is about systems, not salaries. Systems and not salaries.
That is exactly a chapter in the book. You must have read the book. The book says wealth is about systems and not secrets or salaries. It's a powerful book. This book is going to look. Here's the biggest compliment.
What realization changed everything for you in writing this book?
Oh, the biggest thing that changed my life is that wealth starts in the mind, and it starts with discipline. And
and sacrifice.
Come on. I'm getting ready to hit you with it. And that discipline starts with tithing.
Oh, you got to tithe. You got to give to God.
You got to give.
What did the Bible say? Would a man rob God?
That's right. But he'll pour you out a blessing that you can't take it all in. And so that's
where the abundance comes from.
The abundance mindset. And so I want people, if you want to be wealthy, don't know how to get there, you need this book. If you got children and you're concerned, like one man said to me, he said, my greatest fear, Dr. Jolley, is my children will not treat my money like I treated it and will go through in months what it took me decades and decades and decades to grow. He said, he bought 10 copies. He said, I'm buying one for every child and grandchild because they have to read this book before I put them in my will.
So how does the mindset shape the financial outcome?
You're getting ready to go somewhere. There are five money mindsets. There are 5 money mindsets you and I see. The first is the lowest, or the lowest one is the one-day mindset. Somebody you see on the corner every day with a cardboard box saying, give me enough money for the day. The second mindset is the 30-day mindset. People who are on fixed income, on welfare, or on retirement, and they live month to month. The third mindset is the middle-class mindset, which is year to year. They say, did I get a cost of living raise this year? The fourth mindset is the rich mindset. We typically see that in entertainers or athletes. An athlete, a baseball player, get a 10-year contract to play baseball, $100 million, and he's balling for 10 years. But if he does not modify his lifestyle after that contract is over,
let's talk about it.
If he don't modify that after that is over, then he's gonna be broke. But the fifth mindset is the wealth mindset. It's called generation to generation to generation. The Bible says that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's grandchildren.
Let's talk about a wealth we don't talk about enough.
Okay.
These agents and insurance companies and others who exploit those that build wealth, and they build their wealth on exploiting them through accounting and everything. This is why so many athletes go broke, because they don't have the education or the literacy to understand that they're being robbed blind.
That's right. And that is why I recently did a program, and a young man came up to me, or an older gentleman. He said, I want you to get this book to the NBA, NFL, and to the NIL. All these athletes who got millions coming into their bank account need to read this book, because their mama didn't tell them, their daddy didn't tell them, no one's ever told them. And let me tell you, Armstrong, let's talk about it for real. When you were growing up, and I was growing up, my mama told me, go to school, get a good education, get you a good job, and save your money.
No. Right. My parents told me I had to own. That's not what my dad and mama told me.
That's good. But they told me to go. They never talked about investment.
Oh, yes.
I'm glad you had parents that talk.
Different kind of parents.
My grandmother was the owner of a beauty salon, and she encouraged me to be entrepreneurial. But my mama had grown up through the Great Depression, and her father had lost her savings for college in the stock market crash. They never trusted the stock market again. But if he had just known about the fact that that paper, if he didn't sell it for pennies on a dollar when it went bad and just held it, he would have become a millionaire. And so what I'm now trying to teach others is, hey, here's the secret to wealth. You gotta own, and you gotta be disciplined, and you gotta keep going.
You know what? You are such a blessing, brother.
Oh man, this is the big one.
I don't know if I was ready for all this today. The truth.
This is true. And God is, and you gotta give God the glory.
Always. What separates wealth builders' habits from spenders?
Oh, discipline. Okay, they spend well. One is they don't pay interest. They don't pay interest. Wealthy people typically don't pay interest. One of the people
interest is paid to wealthy people on the money they're earning. Interest on the money they've already invested.
He's lucky. Either you understand interest, it either works for you or works against you. And the wealthy make it work for them. Those who are consumers make it work against them.
You know, I always say this to people when we talk about patience and building wealth, because a lot of young people and some older people want the microwave wealth. They want it quickly. They don't want it to grow. I always say that patience and wealth is the honest man's revenge.
Absolutely. Let's go. Look, I want everybody to go to richisgood.wealthyisbetter.com, get some of free chapters from the book. Rich is Good. If you get the book, get copies for your family members. Let me tell you, Armstrong, this book did not come from me. It came through me. And God is going to do something in our community, in this country, to help people grow their wealth. And I just give him the glory.
Listen, this is the way you should end a Monday night, last Monday night in January show with Willie Jolley, talking about wealth, the difference between wealth and being rich. And as I mentioned, Aaron and AD. But in real terms, you can have it. Patience, discipline, God first, and sacrifice. Thank you so much for joining us. Willie, all the best. Go buy that book.
That's right.
Go buy that book.
Rich is good, wealth is better.
Rich is good, wealth is better.